Hello, hope I'm doing well, and Happy New Year. So, last time we had a year in review. So, this time we're doing a bit of a year in preview. So, what's coming up? And we have one event that's confirmed. As for the timing of these events, and also talking about War Archives, stuff being added permanently, we don't know the timing yet for sure. So, just as a general overview, not to go super deep into the ships, what's going on in the event, just real review, let you know what's coming, get a general idea for it. Stuff could change, you can bounce stuff around. There'll be new events in between them. There'll be just some random event thrown in the middle for whatever reason, or maybe they'll redo a collab event. So I'm just gonna go off the main events that should be up next in line, going off the release time. And yeah, so let's just get started. So we're gonna do events first, then War Archives. Obviously, when it comes to when the stuff releases, couple events War Archive, couple events War Archive. So first up is Tower of Transcendence. So this is the Ulrich event. They already confirmed this will be happening. I suspect either late January, early February, maybe mid February is when they'll do it. Based out a little bit from the end of Guam's event. But you can get yourself Ulrich von Hutten. She has a proximity barrage. I quite like that. It also applies to out of fleet, so you can have her in a different fleet. And when an enemy gets close to your backline, she fires off barrage and it takes out, suicide boats, ramming ships, that kind of stuff. That's really good. It also has a slow when she fires her main guns, so that's nice for helping your other battleships. And when she's not the flagship, she has a little bit less damage, but her reload basically doubles. That's really good. And if she has an HE gun, she does more damage to light and medium armor enemies. So that's really cool. Magdeburg, really good AA for Iron Blood Cruiser. It's more damage dealt to enemies, more enemies are defeated, so just kind of builds up. Prince Adalbert, she's just another tanky ship for the Iron Blood, another heavy cruiser. So, along with her sister, Prince Heinrich, Eugen, all that stuff. But then Aegir and Hindenburg exist, so also her LTD skin is very, very good. And then Elb, got very good skins, otherwise, not really worth using. And U-1206 is the funny toilet ship, so that is Toilet Chan. Next up, in terms of event releases, because they had War Archives and reruns in between the two, would be Abyssal Refrain, the Northern Parliament UR event. So it kind of jam packed, but this one, there's one ship I'd say is really worth getting. The rest are kind of meh. Ronstadt, she's a good tank, and she provides buffs for battleships outside of the fleet she's in. But other than that, she's just a good tank. And we have Brest, we have Anchorage, both in the PR. Aegir's there, so maybe you can skip Kronstadt. There will be the free pull system and the pity system, so you can here's your free tickets maybe. But yeah, Kronstadt, meh. Kiev, she's a DD. She can be run solo or with the whole fleet. Nothing really too special there. But Volga is the one you'll want to go for. She's a really good healer, so you can run her along with Unicorn Perseus in a different fleet. Just another good healing option for you to have. And the rest, I like their designs of Arkansk and Sobrinsky, or whatever how you pronounce her name. Looks like a snowboarder that's a mechanic. I like their designs, don't really use them. I also don't really use Northern Punishment ships other than Volga. Next up is Virtual Tower, and this is when they started doing the mini events that aren't just elite ships. And so what's weird is they had Formidable rerun again, so she's available. She's a slower, it's Formidable. You've probably seen her, and if you don't have her, you'll probably go for her anyway. But here's another place to get her while she's on rate up. Imperio is here. She's a Sardinia carrier. Now she's not a healer. She's a communist healer. What she does is she takes the highest HP ship and transfers HP over to the lowest HP ship. So it's not actually healing, it's just redistributing. She can be good if you have a fleet where one ship is taking more damage than the others, and she can kind of balance things out and try and keep the whole fleet alive a little better. And Pompeo Magno, she has more damage, more enemies defeated, and she has a niche where the closer she is to an enemy, the more damage her torpedoes do. So once she launches them, and less travel time it has, the more damage it does. And Triste, she really does not like it if you like pineapple on pizza, so I don't get along well with her because I fucking love pineapple on pizza. Now, next up is Rondo at Rainbow's End. Overall, with the Ironblood events, it's always good because you can get tech points for unlocking FTG and later A gear, August on Percival, Hindenburg. There's good ships you can unlock with them, and this has Sayitz and Lutzow, which are very good for unlocking FTG. Seydlitz, good for PvP, good survivability. She has higher reload, the more HP she has, and the more HP your flagship has if she is not the flagship. So that's really cool. But yeah, she's just the sleeper unit of PvP that I've seen that I underestimated. So like, oh, Seydlitz, and then She was fucking me up a while back. Lutzow is anti-battleship and battlecruiser, and she gets extra buffs from having an AP gun equipped. So both decent options, both good options for farming FTG. Emden's got some options when you run her. So she can either apply a slow, or she can have a shield depending on what she has equipped as her secondary, because Emden's gear equips are light cruiser, main gun, and then she can either run light cruiser or DD main gun as her secondary. And then her third slot is not an anti-air gun, it's torpedoes. So just be aware, she does not have an anti-air gun. And if she has a DD gun equipped, she has a shield that if it is destroyed instead of expiring, she heals herself. Everyone else, Elbing, really like her design. Thoringen's pretty cool looking. York's pretty cool. I'll put up a meme I made of just all the characters that these all look like from other games that I've seen or other art I've seen. I was like, wow, look at all these. I think the only one I didn't have someone for was Elbing. I got nothing. You'll see it on screen. Next up is Pleasure of the Radiant Court, where we get our first Royal Navy UR. This being Vanguard, very good for buffing your battleships and just solid battleship overall in herself. Indomitable, very good anti-air carrier. She can run the double fighter, so you can use her in Chapter 15, your support fleet. She also has buffs that if you want to run triple illustrious class in your main fleet, you do that, and she buffs our damage by I think 15%. That's really cool. Really good use for them there. Next is Jervis. She provides a minor heal, but she's quite good at ASW. It just the heal is 5% at the start of battle. For the first battle in a mob fleet, that's not going to help you, but later on it might help a little bit. But it's not a reoccurring, it's just one time start a battle. So it's not super good, but it's better than nothing. And she's good at ASW. Next up is Angel of the Iris. Now I skipped this event, and this event will be, I believe this one is more of the fighting one boss. I'm correct? Yes, okay, so you fight one boss, and it changes depending on the difficulty level. And you get rewards for it, and as everyone in the server fights the boss, that way you get more rewards and accumulates that way. So it's one of those kill a boss stages. As for actually the ships, I don't think I pulled on this event. I think I just skipped this one entirely. And I know I got the Brago plane, but for whatever reason, I did not get the carrier equipment. That's the Angel Feather. For whatever reason, I didn't get that, which was weird. I was part of the event, so I don't know what's up with that. As for the ships, I don't have too much experience with them, I will not lie. But Joffrey is a CV that's good at finishing off enemies, so when that 25% or below, she has extra damage to them, extra crit, extra hit rate, extra crit damage, all that good stuff. And the Indomitable has an emergency heal for another Vanguard ship, and she also has a temporary stay alive for 2 more seconds if she gets hit with fatal damage. That's decent. And you got some Alice in Wonderland skins. Really nice Bloxy skin. Really good Jinsu skin. Another Shimakaze LTD. So yeah, good skins. Next up is Aquilifer's Ballade. Now the main one to go for is Leonardo da Vinci. She's a very good submarine, very good versus light armor enemies, and she has a summon that places sea mines that inflict a really strong flooding for 24 seconds. That's quite good. I see her used a lot in the extreme challenge mode stages, so these are there, pretty good. Roma's nothing too special with her. She has a faster first salvo with more Sardinia ships in the fleet, so I believe it's two other than herself will activate it. I believe she has a submarine scan, so she detects submarines. But in that, nothing too crazy. And then lastly, for now, there could be more. If other events pop up, I'll cover them when they do so. But we're just going to cut off here with Operation Convergence, more Iron Blood event. Lucifer's decent tank. She can absorb damage from the other ships, so that's pretty cool. Just nice tank that way, but same issue as the Hippers, Eugen, the Princes. Aegir exists, and now Hindenburg exists. So they kind of get screwed with that. Brunhild, another Ironblood battlecruiser, pretty decent. She's got an anti-light niche, and she buffs battlecruisers, battleships, and aviation battleships of any faction if there's a full main fleet. So you have a full backline, good to go. Now onto the war archives for what's coming up. These will have a rate up for 1 week. Ships are the event shop ship or the map drop. The shop will not be available, so you can't get them there. They'll still be in the pool at reduced rate, but you can get them guaranteed after 60 runs. So that's cool. Point accumulation ships or some of the elite ships will either be in a shop available. Yeah, she's in a shop somewhere. So we have Soveska Belarusia. Got a heal when she's knocked below 50% HP. I believe it procs twice, and she has slowing barrage. That's pretty good. And we have Talon, decent tank, but she wants to have Iron Blood and other Parliament gear equipped. This is a main gun equipped. She summons some shields. Decent survivability. Some people used her fairly late in the game. And Kirov, specialty, making enemy cruisers take more damage from your Northern Parliament's guns. Everyone else's collection. I remember Mansk was a pain to get when she ran. Now, Dandelion Hymn. This is one that if you don't have some of the ships in here, you'll want to pull for. So Aquila and Vittorio Veneto, if you don't have them, I highly recommend getting them. Aquila can either serve as a preload carrier or a healing carrier, and she's good at both. So you have flexibility there, very good. And Veneto is the flagship buffer for all of Sardinia, so it provides buffs to them, really good. And she's a solid battleship in her own right. So I'd recommend getting those two. Duca is available as a 60 run reward, so you can get her that way. Very good cruiser, has very strong torpedoes. I think they're a little bit slow with her torpedoes, but she's in PvP fairly often. And most importantly, when this event will be added to War Archives, the Polass skin will be made permanent for all to see. So there you go. Oh, and there's Stinky Torricelli in the gonna be one of the shops. Now there'll be a mini event at some point added to the War Archives with Princeton. Either she'll be added to the Merit shop or one of the shops, or she'll be on small rate up for a little bit, but nothing too special here. Hopefully she's in the shop. That way she's easier to get for collection purposes. You're not spending cubes because nothing too special here. And lastly, well into the future, there'll probably be other War Archives added before this. So, but I'm just going in order of what the list is. And the first UR event ever with Shinano should at some point be added to War Archives. I don't know how they'll do it because there's a pity system with them normally for the URs, so I'm not too sure. But Shinano will be there. I don't think there'll be a pity system for the 1 week raid up, so I'm not sure how this will work. It'll be interesting to see. This is well into the future. I'll just let you know that hopefully sometime in this upcoming year, we'll see Shinano added permanently. Good option. Very strong carrier. I use her a lot. She also buffs DDs of any faction. I thought it was only Sakura DDs, but I double checked the wiki and it was like, oh, it's all DDs. Well, that's pretty cool. Nothing too special about Key. Decent little battleship, but she buffs the torpedo stat of your Vanguard if you have, including herself, 3 Sakura Empire ships in your fleet. And Suzuki, she provides a smoke screen periodically, so that's pretty good. Keeps survivability. Does a heal if she falls below a certain XP threshold. Nice little destroyer, nothing too special. And lastly, because I did not hear the end of it if I did not mention her, Kashino, the munition ship. So what's good about Kashino is she has equipment that you can get in the Core Data Shop that provides a variety of buffs depending on what it is. So there's one for carriers, one for battleships, one for destroyers, so on and so forth. If you don't have any other options for buffer, then you can use Kashino. It's a little bit weaker, like her aviation one is weaker than Sirius's. But if you don't have Sirius, well, it's better than nothing. And Kashino has some anti-burn damage on herself, so other than her ability to have the equipment that provides buffs, her fighting utility is not very good. So that's a little preview of what to expect in the coming months and the coming year in Azur Lane in terms of event reruns and war archives. Hope you found it useful. If you did, share with someone else. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.